Hey guys, what's going on? We're back. I'm Shane.
I'm James.
And we're back here with Season 1, Episode 6 of The Queen's Gambit. I'm pretty sure it's the last episode.
I'm pretty sure it is,
yeah.
And I'm freaking disappointed, man, because I want more. It's such a good fucking show.
Yeah, I love this show.
And Episode 5 was really strong.
Yeah, it was a strong episode. It wasn't my favorite, but it was really good. I hope they wrap it up strong. I've just been literally obsessed with this show, kind of in my own head.
Absolutely.
Just thinking about it. And I keep thinking I need to buy a chessboard and learn how to play. I think about it, you just play that for the rest of your life. You know?
Dude,
it's just a fun game you can play, but I don't have anyone around here who probably want to play.
I love this show, and it's made me more interested in chess, but I don't think I'm to the point where I want to know how to play it because I don't think I'm smart enough to play it.
Well, just one thing I think about is I'm too old.
Yeah, I don't think you're too old.
It's just I want to play, I want to be good, and I have to play little kids.
Well, chess is a thing that comes down to the mind. So as long as your mind's not slipping, I think you'd be okay.
Yeah, but players peak. There's peak ages for when you're good, and then you start to decline. I'll be a beginner at 33.
That's true.
And I'll be 43. It take 10 years maybe to be okay. I'll be 43.
Right.
Yeah, I mean,
you can play chess on your phone.
I know, but it's not the same to me.
You want to hold the piece.
Yeah.
You want to hold the piece. So what happened in episode 5?
What the fuck happened?
So episode 5 was when Beth and Harry lived together, right?
Yeah, okay, yeah, Beltik.
Yeah.
Her and Beltik, they had a little thing going.
Right.
It was just like this summer romance. They were there playing chess, banging. He was in love with her, but she was more interested in chess.
Yeah.
Although her mother passed away, and I think like I said, we talked about this.
Right.
I think it was a relationship where they both kind of needed each other.
They needed each other.
But Beltik went out like a man, decided, hey, this is just going to wither and die.
Well, Beltik came in, gave her some company, taught her some stuff. Beltik found out through staying with Beth that he really didn't love chess anymore. That he wanted to go off to mechanical engineering school.
Yeah.
So he ended up moving out. He didn't get the love that he wanted. But I think towards the end, he was kind of concerned about her pill usage because he found the pill bottle. And I don't know if he was as much into it as he was before. Even though he still cared about Beth. So
no, he did.
Then Beth went on to the U.S. Open in Ohio somewhere. I don't think it said the school.
Where we're from.
We're thinking Ohio University.
Yeah, he went there. Went head to head with Benny after losing to him last time.
Yeah.
And then I guess she kind of wiped the floor with him.
She wiped the floor with him. She got an invitation to Moscow, where I guess, hopefully, presumably, in this episode, she's going to face off with Borgov in his home territory. Let's hope so.
Yeah, she's also going to go to New York with Benny to train.
She's going to go to New York to train with Benny.
New York's you can forget about. Benny's you can forget about sex.
Yeah, which strong man. Hopefully, we'll find out maybe why he's not interested in that. Maybe he's just not interested in her. Yeah. Maybe he sees her as a sister. Who knows? But I think that pretty much covers episode 5. So
that's where we're at. So, guys, if you're just getting with us, go back and check out other reactions. If not, this is where we are. I hope that was a good summary. We're going to start now.
I don't like shards.
No, I don't like shards either.
I don't like shirt in my pants either.
I hate it, yeah. I figured he'd have some money, too. I guess he's living in New York. I mean, they were up until recently on the same level.
Right. It's actually kind of cool.
Yeah, and also you got to remember, she got kind of inherited a house in a nice area.
There he is on the front of Chess Review. Sports Illustrated. Humble.
I used to stay at one of those at your house.
I slept on one a couple nights ago.
I need a shower.
She's all yours. Then we'll play the Borgov games first.
Fine. I will eat first.
Yeah?
It's good.
Yeah.
I have no clue what just happened.
And you know why they're the best players in the world? It's because they played together as a team. Especially during adjournments. They help each other out. Us Americans, we work alone because we're all such individualists. Hey! Beth Harmon, this is Hilton Wexler and Grand Master Arthur Levertov.
I'm Cleo. Hi.
Do you do problems?
No. I always found them irrelevant. Positions that never come up in actual games.
Those two stopped me from killing myself. Arthur and Hilton were having a violent argument over a chessboard, and I became mesmerized by their passion. That's how they did it anyway. You could never be a model. You are pretty enough, but you are much too smart. Models are empty creatures. Their camera lens fills them with color and texture and once in a while even mystery.
She's deep.
They are
Yeah.
Especially since
She says they don't have any intelligence.
she has a lot to say.
She did.
But considering this isn't her native language,
Right.
pretty deep.
Let's play speed chess.
Well, that'll give us an edge.
I want to try it.
You're not so good at that, remember?
I'll bet you 10 I can beat you.
What if you throw the other games you spend all your time against me?
And what if I kick you in the crotch? I'll bet you 10 on each of them, too.
Well, Benny lost. He was wrong.
That's what it's supposed to feel like.
Must not have been too wonderful with Harry.
In your game with Borgov, you should play the Sicilian.
This is what you're thinking about right now.
Rubens.
Good night, Benny. A Sobina, e tu.
La partie est limitée à
I said, yeah, they said they never lay down.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
What, you thought you could sneak into town without me knowing?
Oh, wait.
You know. Cleo.
I'm sorry. Where are you?
Downstairs.
I have a match tomorrow.
One drink and then you go back up and resume your regulars. Sweet dreams.
You know, some like movies, TV shows, they never say goodbye.
Yeah, it's hanging up.
It bothers me.
It bothers me. It bothers me when people do it in real life.
Yeah. She's coming.
Of course.
So is this like
Must be special if it is
she parties and then that's where we saw like her get up and she was late.
Very pretty
Maybe.
and very ordinary.
Mademoiselle?
Oh, shit.
Mademoiselle Armand, vous êtes là? Mademoiselle, on vous attend.
Oh, my gosh. You were dead on.
I'm sorry.
No time to mentally prepare, just right into it. Oh, shit.
He's like this perfect Soviet Union guy, isn't he?
He is. He's perfect
He's
for
just
that.
stoic, strong, emotionless. I want to go back and watch the Rockies and Mighty Ducks 2 now.
Yeah, exactly.
There's a lot of time left. I don't know if she's going to win this. But
Yeah, I can't imagine she beats him when she's not on her A game. That'd be a
But it's
legend.
having the flashbacks. I feel like
Yeah, exactly. That'd be a legendary type thing.
that's his son.
Like Babe Ruth showing up at the ballpark drunk, like they say he did, then going out and hitting like 3 home runs.
Crying shit. He's like, what are these salty
Alston.
discharge?
Beth?
Thank you, Benny, for everything.
I love that
All the newspapers.
Benny's trying to.
He's trying to help her, man.
Yeah, he's trying to help her, man. He is.
It's Wheatley. He doesn't want a title for the house.
What the fuck? Mr. Wheatley, that son of a bitch.
You know,
You adopted me. Can't you talk to me?
Alma.
You signed the papers. You took on a responsibility.
Alma wanted to adopt you, not me. Money in this house is mine. No smart-assed orphan's gonna take it away from me.
Oh, I'm not an orphan. I'm your daughter.
Not in my backyard. Wow, I don't give a shit what your goddamn woman could not keep her mouth shut.
Dude, fuck this fucking dude.
It didn't.
Yeah, he's a
So here
motherfucker.
you are. Also pathetic.
Dude, you're pathetic, man.
I'll buy it. I'll pay whatever your equity is. But I will be subtracting what I paid to bury Mother. I'll show you the receipts.
Take the money. They're loaded.
They paid for my ticket to Russia?
More than that. They want us to beat communists for Jesus.
Fuck yeah, man. Fuck the
It's the
communists.
same. I miss you.
Beth?
Beltik.
Hello?
How many episodes are left? This can't end this way.
Can't.
Beth, if you're in there, please open the door.
Fuck, girl.
it was your first official win. You cleaned my clock. The whole thing lasted about 15
Her
minutes.
eyeliner.
Sorry.
Oh, don't be. It's an honor to thank you in person.
Oh, you're welcome.
Her eyeliner's all fucked up looking.
Dude, it's terrible. Fucking course it's Harry Beltik.
You got a new car.
I'm worried about you.
Are you following me?
I work there.
What?
I'm assistant manager.
You've never said hello.
You need help.
What kind of help? Just because we tried that.
That's not what I'm talking about.
What are we talking about?
My dad drank.
And I'm not the one that's supposed to be in college, not working in a supermarket.
I'm doing both. You know what? Yeah, I like working there. It's a good job and the people are nice. Good luck, Beth.
Dude, fucking... Beltik's a good dude, man.
He is a good dude, man.
Oh, fuck.
Damn it! Harry! Leave me alone! Jesus.
Hey!
Fucking Christ.
Holy shit. What's her name?
I can't remember, dude.
Jolene.
Jolene.
Dude, I love Jolene. Okay, so it wasn't the last episode.
No. Oh, what the fuck? I feel like a total douchebag thinking that was the last episode. This is the last episode. 7.
Okay.
Wow. Well, I'm glad, because if it would have ended on that note, I would have been fucking livid. Jolene shows up at the door and like, this is it. You know what I mean? The whole,
Well, I could
is
tell
over.
it wasn't like past 10 minutes.
So is this just a one? Oh yeah, it's a limited series. So
This
seems
is
like
it.
this
So
is it.
it's just telling her story and that's it.
Fuck.
Ain't no goddamn Karate Kid, bro. They keep making shit up.
Karate Kid, Cobra Kai keeps going forever.
Yeah.
Which I love.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. This is a interesting episode. I don't know exactly how I feel about it. How do you feel about it?
I mean, well, they're telling her story.
Right.
Right? So, to me, are they... and I don't know her true story, but I know people love this show, and it's pretty revered. I think it's cool that she could do something that she loves, and she's inspirational. But what's interesting is the addictions.
It is.
And a lot of her problems she has. You know what I mean?
Right. And this episode, we really see that take full shape, and she's kind of in a bender, you know, for at least probably half the episode, at least a quarter of the episode, just a complete bender.
Yeah. Yeah, she lost her mom, you know, and I really think that that really messed her world up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That put her in a spin, and then she had chess, but she's, you know, lost big matches to Beltik.
Right.
And the last one she wasn't prepared for at all, even though she claims that it wouldn't have mattered.
Absolutely. I wonder if Jolene is going to be a figure that comes in and helps her get things straightened out. Obviously, we just seen Jolene for...
We need to see the
second.
freaking janitor, the guy.
I know. The last episode, I hope we see him. We see him because he was so influential in her life.
Yeah.
And, of course, Jolene played a part in that as well. So, we'll see. But, yeah, this episode starts off with her going to Benny's house in New York.
Yeah.
Her apartment. And
he legit wants to help her. Like, no sex, no drinking. Like, we're here to work.
He failed on that one.
Yeah, man can only...
man can only fight for so long. But I tell you what, it was interesting, you know, how when she first walked in the apartment, she wasn't too sure about what the hell was going on, because she got a little bit of status, she had a nice house that she got from Mr. Wheatley that she ended up having to pay for.
Yeah.
But then she started to notice that all the magazines and stuff with Benny on the front of them, the Sports Illustrated, the Chess, whatever it was, Chess Weekly or whatever. Mm-hmm. So I think she started to kind of understand how famous Benny was at one time. I don't know if he's still that famous or what.
Well, I think he is. But
Yeah.
like, he has... he was a national champion.
National champion. So he was a bad man.
Bad man!
And now he's not the national champion anymore. The former national champion.
Right. So, I mean, she really, I think, admires Benny in a weird kind of way.
Yeah, I definitely think she does.
Yeah. Like, she looks at him as this... She looks at him as this kind of, like, character, I think, almost kind of how we do. Like, and it was interesting, too, how after they had sex, she, I think, had a little bit more of a normal emotional response.
Like one to cuddle and whatever.
Yeah,
she said that's what it should feel like. Leads us to believe that she lost Virginia, wasn't good.
Right.
Has got on with Beltik.
Which, no one's surprised that wasn't good.
I'm a master. It was so bad.
I mean, come on.
The way his character is.
Right.
The way,
Right.
You're right.
But then is that she had sex with Benny, and he lived up to my expectations of what I think a sexual experience with him would be.
Yeah.
I mean, he's this cool, kind of smooth
suave
guy.
Yeah.
She says, that's what that was supposed to feel like. I mean? So, but then he's still all about the chest. I mean, he's all about he treated her like she treated Harry. I mean, in a way. I mean, she didn't care at all that Harry was going to leave. And he
I believe she cared that Harry was going to leave. I'll push against you there because, like, when he had his bags, she was like, "Oh, like you're leaving."
Well, that was the final time he left. I'm talking about right after they had sex.
Oh.
He's like, should I stay or should I leave? And she's like, whatever you want. You know what I mean? And he got up and he left, I think. But Benny just went right back into the fucking chest moves. You know what I mean? And she was upset. I could tell she was fired up about that, and
she was irritated.
She had that emotional response where, she wanted some cuddles and some, time. She didn't want chest.
Yeah.
I mean, he dicked her down good, evidently.
Yeah, he did, and then created the serotonin, and those bonding hormones that take place that are secreted after intercourse, the cuddle hormones,
The cuddle hormones, absolutely.
The cuddle chemicals, right? But he's a fucking machine. It's fucking Benny, man. He's my dude.
He's a fucking machine. After the New York and the Benny, she went to Paris.
Yeah.
That was kind of her first experience with a little bit of fame, because I don't know if you remember that guy who came up and asked if could I have the autograph, and that was kind of a debacle. Paris was kind of a debacle. Chloe came down after she
Cleo, who she met in New
Chloe.
York just a couple weeks before. And she had a wild night that she should have made some better decisions there.
She should have made some better decisions.
I'm glad she had fun, but I don't care what you do, but you got to work the next day. You got to come ready. She wasn't ready.
Just like last night, New Year's, we had a wild night. Not really. But we wanted to have a fun night, but we won't get into that anyway. My kids did not behave. Cleo?
Yeah.
Cleo, I keep wanting to say Chloe. Gets drunk, oversleeps, and then you made a great observation that you thought that opening scene in the season first episode where she's running through and the paparazzi are there, we would see that, and we did.
Yeah. No, you're right. I mean, you're right that I'm right.
I'm right that you're right.
Yeah,
and that was just brutal.
That was cool. So now we're seeing everything takes place after that.
Yeah.
She's a mess. See, I imagine they'll stay true to the history. I don't know if she ever beats Beltik. I don't know. I imagine she will. If she does, I mean, it's still only 1-2, right?
Yeah. I mean, she got her ass handed to her twice. Obviously, the second time she had a reasonable excuse. It was her fault, but she was hungover as hell. She was drinking water like you wouldn't believe.
Yeah, we have to see also how much she's grown as a chess player, because she whooped Benny and all his friends at speed chess.
Yeah, so she has grown, but obviously not enough for her to beat Borgov. But
the thing is about like being better and being greater. Like Borgov, yeah.
Yeah, Borgov, yeah.
He's better than her, and he's certainly greater.
Right.
Because he was a prodigy as well.
Right.
And he has been the best for a long period of time.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, so you can look at his career accomplishments. He's got a lot.
Yeah, I mean...
who was it? Bill Walton, right? Mm-hmm. Like, what was it? His first year in the league, he was like the greatest player you've ever seen.
Right.
And then he had like one good year, right?
Right.
And then he had a lot of injuries.
Yeah, he did have a lot of injuries.
Yeah, he had a lot of injuries, right?
He did.
Jordan was the greatest thing we've ever seen for like a decade.
I don't think I know.
What?
I said, I don't think I know.
Yeah, I mean, he
best ever.
Yeah, he was the best ever. He was he was so dominant. It was crazy.
So
there was
dominant.
no question.
Absolutely.
And he was on top of the sport for like a hard decade. You know what I mean?
A hard decade, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, 6 for 6 with 6 finals MVPs. Never had a game 7.
Never lost NBA
Changed
finals.
the way, made NBA global. Never lost in the finals.
Absolutely.
You give him one superstar, he never doesn't win in 7 games.
And that's Borgov. I mean, that's him in the chess world.
Yeah.
At least during this time frame. And it's going to be interesting to see what Beth does, because there's still that Moscow tournament sitting out there. where she could maybe possibly avenge her first 2 losses.
I hope so. I mean, she'd have to win so convincingly. But you can make the argument that he's getting old.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I don't know if people's minds...
Like, there's people who, like, you know, this is their prime time. Like, because they read the books of all these great chess masters, like grandmasters.
Right.
It's like, oh, this person would have beat that person.
Right. I think what was so humiliating about this loss was she was drunk off her ass the night before, had a hangover, and then just the way she said, I resign, and she stormed off.
Yeah, she was crying, you know.
Yeah, I mean, it was just a brutal...
And he was sitting there like, and he's this hardcore Russian who doesn't understand what crying is.
Yeah.
He's like, what is this salty discharge?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
What the
like,
fuck
he's
is this
looking
emotion?
At it. Yeah.
I'm 50 years old. I've never seen a drop of emotion in my life. Actually, I think he's like 35 or something in the show, which, didn't they say that earlier? But he looks older. He looks
fucking 40.
Yeah, older,
something.
distinguished. But, you know, in Moscow and in the Soviet Union, there's not a ton of emotion. You know what I mean? So,
yeah.
But yeah, then she goes back to Kentucky, man, and she's just a wreck. She goes on this major bender, and Mr. Wheatley. Actually, at first, we got to talk about Mr. Wheatley, that motherfucker.
Yeah, dude, Alston is a cocksucker, dude.
God, I have not hated a character as much as I hate him in a very long time.
Yeah, no.
I'm trying to think of one that I just despise, like how I feel about this son of a bitch.
Like Joffrey, I hate him.
Yes,
and then I hate Alston's right there.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, this guy. I think it was interesting how you pointed out the camera, the difference in the cameras, how they were looking up.
Like at first it was even,
right?
Because they're talking, and then as she starts to stand up for herself,
yes,
we're looking up at her being imposing,
being exalted,
and then we look down at him being this little piece of shit.
Yeah, and it was weird to see that kind of shift there. And Alston, that cocksucker, he felt it though. He felt it.
He was looking at it, getting hot in here, man.
It's getting hot in here. Ugh, I'm a motherfucker. Yeah, he is a cowardice piece of shit. And I just...
Well, just like, dude, like, you're already a dickhead. Yeah. Like, I think, like, honestly, you giving the house... I think if he gave the house... If he was a dickhead and gave her the house, and she didn't have to make payments on it, I understand. But she still had to make payments on it.
I would just love that...
And now, he wants it back.
Yeah. I would love if this series has like an ending credits like Rick and Morty, where we just see at the end like that he gets hit by a bus or something, and he's like instantly in hell getting anal raped by Satan. Like, I would love that.
That would be...
It doesn't make any sense at all in the context of this.
No.
I would just love it because that motherfucker deserves pain.
No, yeah, he was just being like a dickhead, man. Like, completely inappropriate. He adopted her, and you could say whatever you want, man, but you still adopted her. You know what I'm saying? And if you're going to be that heartless when your wife died, and like, and you say you didn't care about her, but your wife did. You know what I mean? So you should fucking step up and think about what would my wife who died want? What would she have wanted?
Right. I just can't imagine being that cold. I really can't. And you know, I know it was a different
60s, baby.
I know it was the 60s, was a different time frame back then, but there's no excuse for being that heartless and that cold-hearted. You know, that evil.
Yeah. One of my favorite things in the episode Benny said was play the Sicilian, because even though that's Borg's game,
Borgov, yeah.
Yeah, Borgov's game. That's also your game.
So
play to your strength.
Right.
Don't play his game. Don't play like a worse game for you just because it's a worse game for him. Right?
That's an interesting philosophy in the sense that I agree with it.
Yeah.
But we've seen in professional sports where teams don't play to their strength because they think another team has a certain weakness, right? So say a team's strength is their passing game in football, right? They have a great quarterback, Tom Brady or whatever.
Yeah.
But they know the other team's like dead last in rushing, stopping the run. Mm-hmm. And they're like, oh, no, we need to run the ball. Mm-hmm. We've seen that end poorly, you know what I mean? Because they think because the other team is weak in a particular area that they can, you know, go right at that.
Yeah.
But in doing so, they go against their strengths.
Yeah.
So it's pretty interesting he said that. I think that was a great thing. And I think that was, hell, I mean, it's almost something that you can even take down to the individual level. Like, hey, play to your strengths in life. Yeah. You know what I mean?
No, you're right. Yeah. Love Benny. He's the MVP.
Beth ends up buying the house from Mr. Wheatley, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
And then, Beltik, man. Beltik just shows himself to be a really good guy, man.
Yeah, Beltik, yeah. Like, I don't think... You know, I think if it was her and like if she had one of her friends, they would interpret it as him being this pathetic weirdo.
Right.
I don't feel that when I watch him.
I don't feel
like
that.
It's showing the audience that she is having a hard time, and Beltik, you know, He's just trying to be a good dude. You know what I'm saying? He sees her. And yeah, for him, I think it's purely, I'm sure he cares about her. I'm sure he always will. But yeah, she's a wreck, and he notices. He wants to help her.
He genuinely cares.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he was a little weird at first, but, his heart's in the right place. And
yeah.
He wants to see her do well. And, when he drove away now, that might be the last time we see Beltik. I don't know. But he went out in a very effective way. You know what I mean? He said what he had to say.
Yeah.
He got in his car, and he closed that chapter. Like I said, I don't know if he's going to be in this next episode, but for him, he did what he had to do. Yeah. I think in his eyes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And of course, she runs off and just skips the whole damn tournament. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that girl who drove down here.
Yeah, poor thing.
Yeah, dude, that sucks. And
that's like going to a fucking NBA game. You buy the tickets 3 months in advance. You're like, I want to see fucking LeBron. I want to see LeBron. And then you find out that little bitch sits out the game and stays in the locker room the whole time. He's like, motherfucker, I just spent $200 on a ticket, drove from Marietta to Cleveland when he was in Cleveland to see LeBron, and the motherfucker's not playing.
Well, what's interesting is now they have the
rule.
They have the rule, and it's like, well, I mean, back in the 80s and 90s, they didn't do that anyways.
They played through it. That's a big debate in the NBA right now, and I think they suspended it for this year because of COVID, relaxed the rules. But they started to punish the NBA teams for having superstars sit out, right?
Well, Popovich made it popular,
right?
Because he started, resting players. There's a certain amount of rest a player can do in a month, right?
Right.
Like they, what I mean, and like they have in their uniforms, they have trackers to see how many miles you've gone and stuff like that, which is really crazy.
Right, that is crazy. That is.
It's like, okay, so we have a scheduled rest for you based on your analytics, in 2 weeks on this game day,
right?
Which is just interesting, right?
Right.
So, what Kawhi did. I mean, could he have even made it if they didn't rest him like as much as they rested him? In Toronto? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know.
LeBron has been at the top of this sport for, pretty much since he's been in the game. I would say when Kobe's in the game, but still Kobe. And he is using all of the technology and everything we know about your body to help his longevity.
Right. Absolutely.
And that's good. I don't know. I mean, like, they make millions of dollars to be entertainers. And the NBA has assets. They want to protect their assets and keep their assets injury-free for as long as they can to make the most money.
Right. I see both sides.
I get that, too.
But I know that girl was probably devastated, disappointed. Probably went back in there and sat down.
Yeah, she was injured. She was drunk. She was a wreck and just went home because she had worked out everything in her head she needs to work out.
Right. So it's going to be very, very interesting. I'm really happy that we have another episode. I really am because, I thought, as I was watching the clock click and click and click.
Yeah.
But man, how's this going to end? How's this going to end? So it's going to be really good to see, episode 7. And I just, I want to see it end on a high note. I don't know if it will. Mm-hmm. She could repeat history and go down like her mom did, but we'll see.
I don't think so.
I hope not.
I hope not either.
I really don't.
Yeah, I like this episode. It's just, it's hard for me to watch Beth in such a low place. So it's like, as an audience, as a viewer, it just makes me uncomfortable. Yeah,
that middle section when she was having that bender, that was hard for me. I mean, I have experience with, not personally, like myself, but loved ones having addiction issues.
Yeah.
And that was really hard for me. And seeing some of the parallels to what I've experienced in my life with others that I love have addiction, that was tough. So, I'm really pulling through for her. I'm really hoping and praying that she ends on a high note.
Me too.
We'll see. Do you have anything else?
I have nothing else.
It'll be interesting to see, I guess, in closing, what Jolene brings to the table in this final episode.
Yeah, no, I'm glad she's back.
I'm glad she's back. I love her hair.
Me too. One more episode, guys.
One more episode.
We'll see ya. Guys, thank you so much for watching this reaction of me and James. If you like us, you want to support us, then you can. How?
How? Well, subscribe. Yeah, turn on your notifications. Leave a comment. And just interact with other people, man. We want to be a community, so we really appreciate you guys watching.
All right.